right, let's go for a drive in the snowy landscape of Massachusetts. First, we're going to go to my old neighborhood where I lived, from 1992 to the year 2001. This is the area. Some very colorful houses, as you can see. And that house is the house that I lived in those years. Kind of a big house on the hill there. That's a nice house. Yes, we lived there from 92 to 2001. I don't think we ever had this much snow when I lived there. And now we're just seeing some more houses in that same neighborhood. I was hoping to show a lot of icicles on houses because a few days earlier, many of the houses had lots of huge icicles on them, but the weather got a little milder and a lot of those icicles disappeared. But you will still see some houses with ice and icicles. I'll point them out to you. All right, now we left my neighborhood. This is a new housing development called Whitney Farm. They've so far built 3 complete buildings. I'm sure they're going to be building more. And this I thought was appropriate to show Snow's Garage. Now we're in Framingham, and this is the Dennison plant, part of an old manufacturing company that made labels and things like that. I'm not sure if that's still used at all. It merged with Avery. It's called Avery Dennison now. And these are just a nice row of houses that I always like to look at when I go by. And here's more older houses. We're actually headed to where I lived 50 years ago in Natick. We're probably, might still be in Framingham, but we're going to cross the border into Natick pretty soon. And we'll go up to Hartford Street and pass the house I lived in 50 years ago. All right, this is Hartford Street. That house coming up there is kind of a brownish color, light brown, greenish. That's where I lived from 64 to 68. 164 Hartford Street. You can hardly see it behind the snow. So more of the homes on Hartford Street, and then I'm going to turn onto Speen Street. Actually, I might have already turned there. Yeah, some of the houses had quite a bit of ice on Speen Street. Now we're going over a bridge crossing the railroad tracks. And we're going to turn from Speen Street onto Route 135, which leads into downtown Natick, which is where we're headed. Now we're passing a lake. That's a lake on 135, covered with snow, of course. Sometimes in past years we have actually seen people out on the lake ice fishing, but I haven't noticed any this year. Maybe it's just been too cold, or perhaps maybe the ice is too thick this year. I don't know. Okay, now we're continuing towards downtown Natick and some of the older homes along Route 135. I'm going to be pulling into a parking lot right up here. Not much room between the cars. That RAV4, that red RAV4 there is our other car, which was also parked in that parking lot. Now I'm actually headed home, back on Route 135. That's the other side of the street, and some more of the grand homes of Natick. Big icicle hanging down from that one. And here's a place I've been to many times, Wendy's, on the way home. And now we're passing that Dennison again. This is the main building. As far as I know, it's being used as condos now. I know there are condos there now. I'm not sure they're occupying all of the buildings. And this is the Adisa company. It used to be a GM assembly plant for making cars, but now it's Adisa is a car wholesaler. And the huge lot is filled with thousands of cars. They had a big job to get the snow off of them, I'm sure. Okay, this was interesting. I had to make a right turn here, and for some reason this Verizon truck was stopped right there where I make the turn, so I had to go all around him. All right, here's some more houses with ice on them. I think this is Elliott Street. Getting much closer to home now. We're in Ashland now. I'm going to make a sharp right turn. It's kind of a shortcut pretty soon. There it is. Some small homes here. The snow piles are almost as big as the homes. Now I'm going to turn onto Tri Street, and that will take me close to home. That'll be the last street we have some pictures from. Big piles of snow. Those orange bags are trash bags for the town of Ashland. You're required to use those specific bags or they won't pick them up. And this pretty much concludes our little trip to the snowy landscape of Massachusetts.